Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews. I'm your host, Spease, and today we are looking at Evil Dead, released in 2013. Evil Dead is directed by Fede Alvarez and stars Jane Levy, Shiloh Fernandez, Jessica Lucas, Elizabeth Blackmore, Lou Taylor Pucci, Phoenix Connolly, and a special secret appearance by Bruce Campbell. Yeah, when this movie first came out, and a lot of people were, myself included, wondering how this film connects continuity-wise to the previous films. Is it a straight remake? Is it just a reboot, the way that these, or is it just reimagining, you know? And then Bruce Campbell, Robert Tappert, Sam Raimi, even, Fede Alvarez, the director of this film, came out and said, this is a sort of a sequel, where it takes place in the same universe and everything, and right alongside the original, which explains the post-credits sequence at the end with Ash. But that also gives real problems within this film, because we are then supposed to believe that this same cabin that Ash and the others found the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, and all the shit went down there. These new group of people go to the same cabin, which is established because Ash's car is out there. And then they find a different book, the Nectorum Demonto. You mean to tell me that in that cellar we had two evil books that were down there? One that Ash and his crew found, and now one that David, Mia, and the rest of these characters here find. In one way, that works, because, these demons that come from the Nectorum Demonto don't look anything like the demons that were spawned from the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. But that is really something if there's two evil books in the same cellar, in the same cabin. Kind of hard to believe with that. But this one is portrayed a lot different in style as well. Because, this one is more of a serious, gritty, scary representation on the Evil Dead series. Which, if it's supposed to be in the same universe, supposed to be the same thing, why is this portrayed so dark and so gritty? So that was a problem with the whole thing, doing that. Performance-wise, Shiloh Fernandez as David and Jessica Lucas as Olivia are the strongest to me in this film. I know Jane Levy's Mia has a lot of people out there, fans out there, that really loved her character. I am one that did not, because she is basically Cheryl in this movie, except a weaker version of Cheryl. She is a drug-addicted woman who is being dragged to this cabin under the pretense of helping her to curb her drug addiction. which, I mean, the original film, there was no pretext of what was going on there. And I know they're trying to take it in a different direction and try and make, give it a reason why they're there instead of them just going up to the cabin for a night of, sex and fun, like the original film was. In fact, the only relationship we have with this, other than Mia and David being brother and sister, is Natalie and David, being boyfriend and girlfriend. I mean, Olivia and Eric, Lou Taylor Pucci's character of Eric is there, just as a friend, supporting David in helping Mia. Same way with Olivia. Olivia is there because she's a doctor. She knows the doctor. She knows a lot about the medical profession and everything, and she is very smart, intelligent. In fact, that's the reason I really loved her character when she was introduced in this thing, because she was a really smart, beautiful character in here, as opposed to Mia, who is just resentful and hateful from the start. Elizabeth Blackmore's Natalie, I mean, she's the girlfriend to, David, and she's the only one in this, really, in a way that really is pretty much the same role that she was in the original, where you're taking a character that is similar to this character. Natalie is basically, she's Linda. She's Linda to David's Ash. And that's the thing I was thinking whenever I started watching the movie, though, because, David gives off that vibe of being Ash, the new Ash of this film, where he's going to, be our main focus and our main hero. And I would be fine with that because I really liked Shiloh Fernandez's performance in this film. And, Jane Levy, her Mia character getting possessed first. Okay, well, whatever. I didn't really care about her character anyway. So, her becoming possessed first, that was fine by me, What I didn't like was the fact that right after she's, possessed, she attacks all the rest of them and causes the best female character in this whole frickin' film, Jessica Lucas's character of Olivia, to become possessed. And then she starts carving into her beautiful face. Eric finds her and systematically, real quickly, just kills her off, and then boom, the best actress in this film, the best character represented in this film, is gone. Never to be seen again, because that character is completely dead and destroyed. And Elizabeth Blackmore's Natalie is not as strong a performance, just like Jane Levy's Mia, to me, wasn't really as strong a performance. So I'm stuck with Shiloh Fernandez as David and a so-so performance by Lou Taylor Pucci as Eric, which most people really like his character. I just find him as really stupid and annoying. And it's just, they kill off the best character, to me, in Olivia, which was worse than anything they did in the original, film, where I was angry with Cheryl, because she was like the best character in that to me, in the original movie, and this one, she's the best, and she's gone. And I saw this in the theaters, and by the point where Mia gets knocked down into the cellar, and then I'm just waiting for that moment that was seen in the trailers where she's has her head popped up out of the locked cellar door with her fingers up there, and she's doing the whole creepy song that Linda did in the original film. I love that in the trailer when that was in there, and I was just waiting for that to happen in the movie, and they cut that out. They reinstated it in the director's cut, which I was like, good. I'm glad to finally get to see that in the film.
Time to go to sleep.
And speaking of the director's cut, I think it's a far better version of this film than what the theatrical. The theatrical would have been fine. But they went the only issue I had with the director's cut was the ending where they had David literally become possessed. Theatrical version, they never did have him get possessed. He sacrifices himself and kills himself in the house, burning, torching the house and everything. And it's... But his redemption thing that David does with Mia, which is in both versions... I mean, let me get this straight. You bagged her up. You basically kill her. You bag her up. You bury her ass. Leave her there. And then later go back, dig her up. And the demon has subsided. And Mia is herself again. Really? Really? She cut her tongue. Did all sorts of torture shit to herself while she was possessed. I don't think you burying her and then bringing her back out from the ground is going to she's going to be, hey, I'm miraculously okay. I'm right. I'm good to go. And then, to make matters worse than that stupid sequence, they kill David, like I said, and they make Mia basically the Ash of this film. Completely unearned final hero of this story. It was stupid. And it pisses me off that they did that, because that would be like the original movie. Cheryl gets possessed. She causes all of her friends to get possessed and killed, except for Ash. And then Ash ends up redeeming her and saving her. And then Ash gets killed, and Cheryl is the hero. Now, even if that was the case, that was the story back then, and that happened back then, I might have been okay with that in some respects, because I did like Cheryl a lot better than Mia. But it still doesn't work for me. It's not an earned thing for Cheryl, because she killed all of her... She's responsible for the death of all of her friends and everything, and yet you are going to redeem her and bring her back, and she's going to be fine, and then she's going to end the fucking evil? Bullshit. Bullshit. That character should have been killed by David, and David should have been the main guy that makes it to the end and defeats the evil and saves the day. I mean, I don't want it to be exactly like the original, but come on. Don't go that far to do this ridiculous redemption arc for her character when she didn't do anything to deserve the redemption arc. So yeah, I just don't understand why this was even necessary. This film was, like I said, I mean, you killed off Olivia, the best female character in the film. She was the second person to get possessed and then freaking quickly is killed off. You know, at least when Natalie got possessed, she tried to fight it, tried to get away from it, and eventually it still took over her, and she, you know, did a lot of damage to your heroes before she was eventually dispatched. Olivia, she just, you know, I got possessed. I'm going to carve it in my face, and then I'm going to get my head bashed in with a fucking toilet lid thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. In the whole 2 books, it just annoys the fuck out of me. I mean, if this is supposed to be taking place at the same time as the real movies at some point, it's not ever described how it, you know, what time period it happens in between or during the films and shit. But having 2 fucking different books, I mean, if you want to connect it, that should have been the same freaking book. And the demons should have been the same kind of demons. I could have been fine with that. You know, they find the Necronomicon there, once again. Just like Ash did. They screw around with it. And the characters get possessed and everything, you know. Have them with the white eyes. These have these fiery red demonic, you know, kind of eyes, and they're played more serious, with the exception of that scene in the director's cut of the whole, you know, creepy singing of the song, you know, which was cut from the theatrical version, you know. But yeah, my rating for Evil Dead 2013 is, I give this thing a 7.0 out of 10. It had potential. It had the, you know, it was well shot. Special effects are great. Shiloh Fernandez gives a great performance, and Jessica Lucas gives a great performance while she's in there. The teenager at the beginning in the prologue to the film, played by Phoenix Connolly, she was really good for the time she was on screen. But yeah, and Fede Alvarez is a talented director. I mean, he did, you know, he does a, stylistically, it's well shot and it looks good, you know. Like I said, the effects are really good in it. But, yeah, the execution of the finale and all that stuff, I mean, it was just not for me. So what do you think? Do you agree with my rating for this film? If not, just let me know in the comments down below. And as usual, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because it really does help my channel out a lot. And I will see you in the next review or ranking, whatever it may be. Thanks for watching.